take rugby for instance. South Africa is not part of Super Rugby anymore. And Super Rugby as a competition, as a product, if you look at it now, while it used to be, it fucking sucks, man. You know?
The days of Carlos are long gone.
Look who we got. We got Australia, who's not even up there. Like
not in top 4 anymore.
Like TAB is gonna put all the money on New Zealand teams because that's the way it's gonna go. It's not a competitive competition anymore, you know, without South Africa. And them going up north is just an indication to me that everyone's going where the money is, and you see that with All Blacks leaving. Like there's a whole bunch of All Blacks leaving after the World Cup.
But you know what?
Like, chase the money.
Like that point there, like the All Blacks leaving and like it being shit competition. It's also from the top too, because now that they've created this, you gotta like to be a New Zealand All Black, you have to be playing in New Zealand, and they've only made like less than a handful of like exceptions to that exact rule. But like if it starts from the top, like you know anyone the head of sport, head of any like sport at a school, or even like any club presidents, if you can tell the kids, if your commitment is here to play for this team, choose one. Be mindful that other kids might not be playing at that club and that sport as well. But when you show up to the training and there's only 2 trainings, it's disheartening for the coach, but also the kids. If that message is like consistent, where most places or most kids sports that their kids play, you'd probably get a clear answer like, okay, you can't be at 2 places at once. But what's happening now is that when the kids get to a certain point at high school and they have to choose, well, that's just limiting their opportunities, you know, because those chances, they come around every day.
I see what the brother's saying. Like, if the All Blacks at the highest level are choosing to go to Europe to play for money, they're seeing the sport's not there for love anymore. Like everyone wants the black jersey. That's the pride and joy. And I told a little bit of experience. My brother-in-law was New Zealand secondary school captain, was killing it, but he was stuck in the locks at the Blues behind Dalton Papali'i, what's his name, Satutu. He could see that the likelihood of him getting to All Blacks wasn't as high, so he's going to go play professionally in Japan, and he's loving it. He's with Quade Cooper, who's the halfback, Guinea. And he used to play. They got a 4 international rotation, so his body stays longer. He gets money for longer. He can set up his family over here, and maybe later on he might return back to go and chase the All Black jersey. But kids are starting to smarten up that in New Zealand you're just a number, and if you're not going to get a black jersey, why not go look after your family overseas? At the end of the day, once you get injured, they don't need you no more. They got 1 million kids on the production line. Do what's best for your family first. If this is I always tell my kids, chase your dream. But when it stops being your dream and now that's become an income, then you got to make business decisions. One's chasing dream, one's making a lifestyle.
And that's why it makes me think about how they say the aura of the black jersey, All Blacks jersey. Like they're playing for the jersey, they're playing for the, you know. But I think that's all gone now. I think I think they're playing for the jersey because of the aura of being All Black. I think they're playing for the jersey because that's on your CV. And it's going to get you a better chance of getting a bigger contract overseas.
I think it's gone on. I think it's gone on rugby a little bit. But it's returning in league. For those boys to turn down big money in for the Kiwis in Australia to go play for the little nations, there's pride in those jerseys. So the aura of chasing those jerseys has returned. That I'm not chasing the jersey, I'm chasing my people.
And you saw that in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. World Cup, it did more. That Samoa and Tongan team put rugby league on the map more than any state of origin ever could. You had The Rock doing a shout-out, who's got, 100 million followers? From Samoa making the final, that put pride back in our jersey. So for those, and I take my hat off to the Tongan boys that chose to turn down the money to make a statement for Tonga first, and then the Samoans rode off the back of it. Being Samoan full Samoan Maori boy, I'm always proud of Samoa. But it was the Tongans who said, I'm going to turn down that money, for you to turn down that money, I'm going to go play for Tonga because it means more to my grandparents when I told them. That's putting pride back in the jersey. And you can see the difference when you can't even get a crowd to the Blues game. All Blacks are packed now and then, but the streets were packed for Samoa. Different type of passion. So I think All Blacks might be losing its tint because it's become too business orientated. But when you keep flavour of family, love, and passion, people will chase the Samoa and Tonga jersey all day.
Absolutely, man. And for me, it all comes down to the sports culture. And I always say this on the podcast. I always compare our sports culture to American sports culture because that's a different beast. And the way the Americans do it, oh my gosh, you can't even handle the kind of tribalism and kind of passion they have for their teams. And with the Americans, they do it in all levels of sport.
Yeah.
Whatever,
High
even
school,
your school, high school, college, like all through the growing up. And it shows because the number 2 sport in America is college football. You know, NFL's 1, college football's 2, NBA 6, NBA is 3rd.
But it's not just America. Like, I think it's everywhere outside of New Zealand. Like, you look at them follow their football. That culture that they have in the in England and that, those guys are standing in the snow with their shirts off. That's their culture. You go to an Indian T20 game, they barely can buy food, but they're buying season passes so that they can take 6 kids to go watch this game. That shows how much they love their sport, and that's it's probably the con of us having so many options. Because in New Zealand we have so many options, we can do so many things. That's the highlight of what they do. That's their joy. We're too convenient with, I can go to do many other options besides going to go watch rugby.
But I think that's what's missing with New Zealand sports. That passion, that belonging, that wanting to, because you know, yeah, you're right. With cricket in India, man, that's their culture. They're passionate, so passionate. You know, like you get teams that lose but still pack stadiums. Yeah. I mean that's American sports for you. You get the lowest teams, but the stadiums are always packed.
It's supposed to be the lead sports hockey,
Yeah.
Is it? Oh yeah. No, ice hockey, the proper hockey. Yeah. Sorry. No, that's I think a lot of that has to do with media. And this is me on my what they call conspiracy.
Is that because media's not good enough here?
I think media like to target the negative. We set a narrative that rugby players are doing. Someone does something wrong, and it's the front page, and we start putting our rugby players down for the one bad thing they do instead of the million good things they do. Where in India, they get caught cheating, but they still praise the people for how well they play cricket. They look at the positive sides, where we have got a connotation to look at negative all the time, and we put our people into these things. Dumb islanders, all they can do is play rugby. All they can do is, and now look down the street having a fight. I remember. My boy Hummy always used to say they will quickly remember the bad you do before all the good you do, and that's something that always sits true. You're so far you can get 100 questions right in a test, but I can say 5 times 6 is 25, and everyone just laughs at the one answer I got wrong instead of the 9 I got right. So that's kind of the way our media is in New Zealand. That we always focus on negative too much. Might be because it gets clicks or sells papers. I don't know, but if we can praise our people a lot more and look at the positive side. It naturally makes us more passionate to do something. Like you tell a Polynesian kid that he's naughty, he shuts down. You did amazing. He wants to turn up to the next game. He wants to be an All Black. He wants to chase stuff. So, yeah, different.
Yeah, I think our sports media needs to do something different. Like, yeah, they tend to do all the negative stuff, but then